So I know the setup right now looks a little messed up, but that's because we are remodeling. I know I probably said it in the last episode. We're remodeling the kitchen and putting new tile down. So there's a couple sheets of drywall right here. Um, don't come for me. And so in today's episode, well, let's go ahead and do the intro first before I really get into anything. Welcome to another episode. Why hello, and welcome to another episode of First Chances with Chance. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about being to a racetrack. Yes, a racetrack. I've been. And as you can tell, I'm wearing, well, if you're watching the video portion, I'm wearing a hoodie from one of the people that used to race their car at the raceway that me and my family used to go to. I'm going to try to find an article of why we don't go there anymore, because, well, we haven't been because my dad's friend, ex-coworker, doesn't race there anymore. So yeah, that was the main reason why we would go, was to see him, pretty much. But yeah, we'd go almost like once a year. So yeah, we would pretty much go almost once a year. Sorry for the just that little spot in the episode. I was looking at the article. We pretty much go almost every year to go see my dad's buddy, and so yeah, and now the raceway is closed permanently, which really sucks. I wanted to do a photo shoot there, but I guess not anymore. I have to find another raceway to do a photo shoot with this hoodie and some thigh highs that I have. But I don't know. I mean, it'd be a cool photo shoot, but that's just like sentimental to me. Like, that place is just sentimental, so I'd rather do it there. But if it's closed, like, I'm not gonna break the law and trespass on private property. Like, that place is probably already being torn down and made into a warehouse, which really is stupid. Like, just because you're buying it out doesn't mean that you need to make it into a warehouse. Just like, don't even tear it down. Like, leave it for as like a landmark, because a lot of people have been really mad that it's been sold, which so am I. Like, it's stupid that it was sold. Like, yeah, my dad's buddy doesn't race anymore, but I think the reason why it was sold was because there's so many tragedies, not tragedies, but accidents. But like, you can't help it when your car is going that fast. I know there's the Daytona Raceway. There's multiple raceways around the world, but like the ones in Florida have been really prominent. So Well, at least to Floridians, but whatever. The first time that I want to say that we went would have been in when I was in middle school. We went to go see, like, again, my dad's buddy, who was racing a different car back then. This lighting is sucky, but whatever. There's really nothing I could do about it. It's just the area that I'm filming in is different than where I usually film, which, again, the drywall is where I usually film. Or I usually have it at a different angle, but I really can't have it at a different angle today. Which, I don't know. It's annoying. My skin is acting up today. I shaved and everything, but I didn't moisturize and do all of that stuff. But I definitely have to. I've been postponing filming today because I have not been in the mood. Yeah, I just haven't been in the mood. It's not that I'm burnt out, it's more of the fact that, like, I just keep getting in my head about things, and yeah, it's causing my depression to slightly come back. It's been this way for the past, like, probably since maybe the beginning of this week, end of last week. So, yeah. It definitely has not helped the fact that I have a lot going on. Well, it's been going on for like the past couple weeks, I guess, because I've been trying to work on a book and everything, and I just haven't been able to even finish the second chapter for the past 3 weeks, which I have to do that on Friday. Can't believe that today's only Wednesday. It feels like it's supposed to be Thursday, but tomorrow's Thursday. This whole week has been off. Even for Jay. He even said that today's been off for him, which I don't blame him. He did just start up working again, and yeah. Yes, we're keeping his name as Jay until he can be on this podcast, which I hope he's able to eventually. Like, even if he goes to study abroad, then we can always do like a Skype call, which really wouldn't be too bad. Or not Skype, Zoom, like a Zoom call. Because I have my computer, I could always just edit with the other software and input it to be like split screen. So, yeah. Or I could just always have that as the video and then just do like the audio for, yeah. Either way, it still works. Like, I could do the opening portion of the podcast on my phone, and then, which is what I usually film with, and then take the video and put it into the editing bit, but whatever. Um, that's neither here nor there, cause yeah, I don't know. Really don't at this point. I mean, yeah. Uh, but other than that, yeah. Let's go ahead and take our first break. And then we will really get into delving into what, like, the raceway and all of that stuff. I know I'll probably get sidetracked again, but it happens. That's what makes a good podcast sometimes. So, yeah. Okay, so now I am back from this break. So yeah, we would really go to the raceway to go see my dad's friend, like I said. It sucks about what's happening or what happened to it. It says online that it's permanently closed, which really sucks. I am upset, but like it sucks. It really does because I was trying to go again recently, and then of course, like I've been trying to plan a photo shoot there to go there quite a while. Never been able to, and because I don't have a car, so I don't know if the mailman just drove right past my house, but I'm sure that there's not news, but stuff for the family. Sorry, my curls. I don't have any product in it today in them today, so they are acting up. They've been really honestly acting up there like this whole week, but whatever. I'm just really over a lot of things at the moment. Why did my pants rip? Not rip like that, but like the purple split. They separated. This is just the stretch. I'm sure. No, it's the whole thing. I mean, it happens. They were made for like they were made ripped, so I'm sure that that's how they were. But I don't remember it being like that. Okay, yeah, like I said, sidetracked. But um yeah, I'd been trying to plan it for like like a year and a half, but then COVID hit. I ended up not having a car, and I still don't have a car. Trying to save up for one. Um, Hoping to have one by the end of this year. But at the same time, I just have like a lot going on because I also want the book to be done by the end of the year, but I also don't want to be burnt out to where because I want to at least have a chapter done each week, and I plan on having that's what the plan is. But then there are also the times that I'll have like I'd end up getting burnt out because I'm going back to school during the fall, and it's just like a whole mess in itself. Like yeah, I also like want to save up money for a car. Um, that way I know I'd be able to just pay it outright, but make payments on it. But I also have to worry about the insurance and all of that stuff. And then I also have to be able to save up enough money to move out of the house eventually. So it's just like stress and everything, along with my parents putting stress on me about how the tiles have to be laid and how the kitchen's being remodeled and how I'm not allowed to have anybody over. Like honestly, if I was allowed to have some like people over, I'd probably have Jay over, and I wouldn't have to like I'd freaking let him sleep over. Like, if he really wanted to, I'd let him sleep over. That's because I care. But then he also lives all in Boca, and yeah. I mean, at least he's making a drive to come see me. I mean, I do feel bad that that he has to make a drive, but he really doesn't care. Like, he wants to see me. Like, it's obvious he's made it obvious that he wants to see me and everything, which is really nice. Like I like that, but at the same time, I also am the type of person that wants you wants people to be able to sleep over. Well, not sleep over. I've never really had anybody sleep over. I've been the one that slept over. Which that would mean that he'd have to pick me up and yeah. Maybe the day. No, I'm not even going to talk about that because I don't know if it's going to happen. Maybe eventually. I mean, everybody at the coffee bar really likes him. Especially, yeah. A lot of people there like him. I I didn't do it on purpose. It was like, yeah, I wanted to go to the coffee bar and introduce him to everybody on the day of the concert. But at the same time, I also don't want it to be awkward if it doesn't work out. Like, I'm sure, like, that's all I'm really gonna say. No, there's nothing really making me question anything right now. It's just like we are still in the beginning of being like dating, like going out and everything. So like nothing's really official yet. Um Eventually I hope that it is official. Like I hope one day that I could actually call him my boyfriend. But I don't want to like say anything too early because if it doesn't, I don't really want to get bummed out or anything. Kind of like how I am with the raceway. I'm bummed that I am not going to be able to do like a photo shoot like anywhere else. It's not going to be as sentimental because I that was literally our like where we would go and everything. I mean, it sucks, yes, but I mean, this will be a short podcast episode because I don't really have any updates. I mean, yeah, I've been watching a couple shows and everything, but that's the type of stuff that I usually talk about on my like in my videos and everything. So, yeah. Um I I don't know. I just haven't really had the time to really do a photo shoot and everything either because of the fact that I don't have a car and a lot of my friends that I work with are leaving so or don't work like don't drive or something and I don't really like I've done a lot of the places local that I would do a photo shoot that I wouldn't feel awkward walking to in like certain outfits. I mean don't get me wrong, I literally walked in the heels and everything, got onto the bus and everything like a bad bitch that I am. But I just there's certain places that I wouldn't go to with certain outfits. Like I wouldn't wear just this and walk around in thigh highs. Like I'd want it to at least be like me by myself or something, or maybe even like there being a raceway. Like there being a race going on at the raceway, but not anymore. Um we did go I think at one a couple times when I was in high school. Like I did film a video on my YouTube channel about how I got to go to PBIR, which is what it was, but then it was also before that it was Moroso. But let's go ahead and take a break, and when I get back I will pull up a couple articles talking about how like why it's shutting down and everything. I I'm definitely getting hungry. I want a bagel. But I've been eating the bagels and everything, but that's why they're there. So yeah, I will be right back. Okay, so I am back from the break, which honestly, that was probably the last break that we're taking because yeah, unless these articles get past 10 minutes. So this is going to be the first article. I'm going to read probably like two or three. Last days at Palm Beach International Raceway, like you're losing a family member. They drive for hours to race at Palm Beach County's lone racetrack. Amateurs with muscle cars, hobbyists with pricey foreign models. Oh my god, the ones that I really loved were the Jets. Yes, they're loud, but they also are so cool. Like, when I say so cool, I mean so cool. Right? I really wish that they weren't leaving. With pricey Ford models, seasoned drivers with off-road hot rods, now a plan for warehouses threatens the place they love. Marcus Falden left his digital marketing job south of Miami at 11:30 on a recent Friday morning to get to the International Raceway before it opened at 5 p.m. He's looking forward to 11, maybe 12, but certainly not 13 seconds of joy as he guns his Infiniti Q50S to 119 miles per hour for a quarter mile straightaway. As soon as it's over, he'll line up to do it again. If the night goes right, he'll get in 3 runs before the busy track closes at 11. He and his busy buddy Miguel Cruz, also from the Kendall area, drove more than 100 miles March 25th to place their cars among the first ones lined up for the drag strip at PBIR, the former Moroso Motorsports Park on Beeline Highway west of Jupiter. It's hard to explain, Cruz said. You're sitting in your car and the lights start flashing to signal the start and your heart starts going 100 miles per hour. It happened so fast. But it won't be happening much longer. On April 7th, the Palm Beach County Zoning Commission will weigh a proposal to clear the track's 175 acres to allow Atlanta-based Portman Industrial to build a 2.1 million square foot warehouse complex. Are you freaking kidding me? And Atlanta based. I thought it was like Costco or something that was gonna do that was building warehouses. But in Atlanta based? Oh hell no. The 7-member Palm Beach County Commission will consider the commission's recommended on April 28th. By then, the track that opened in 1964 will be closed. Bidding starts at $500 for drivers to take the last lap on the track's 2.2 mile 10-turn course and its quarter-mile drag strip. A last lap at PBIR all-day event with a car show and $10 general admission is scheduled for April 23rd. The sale is part of a larger move by the track's owner, IRG Sports and Entertainment, to sell its 4 tracks. Deals are also in place to sell tracks in Memphis, Tennessee, Cordova, Illinois, and Mechanicsville, MD, Maryland? I think it's Maryland. According to media reports, IRG is headed to Lou Partenza, a former Florida Panthers hockey executive who has been IRG chief executive and president since 2017. Okay, this is really making me sad. Where to go when it's gone? PGA national resident Mark St. George. My nails are chipping. Wow. That really did something. Mark St. George shows up every Friday to race his BMW M85 M850i, a car that retails in the six figures. He's worried that about where he'll go after April 23rd. It's 120 miles from PBIR, south of Homestead Miami Speedway, 80 miles west to Sebring International Raceway, and 146 miles exactly both to Orlando Speed World Dragway and Bradenton Motorsports Park. That, like what I was saying, like a lot of people drive just to PBIR because it's local. Many PBIR dragsters disdain Homestead, which converts its famed track's pit into a drag strip that's just half the length of PBIR's quarter mile. Too short for anything but streetcars, Sebring doesn't have drag racing at all. That leaves Orlando and Bradenton as the only spots south of the Panhandle in Florida that give drag racers an opportunity to test their engines in the controlled environment of a track rather than the hazards of the open road. And that's critical in an era when drag racers have been known to take over city streets like Crum Avenue in Miami and turn them into drag strips. Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw, wasn't Rick Bradshaw in a show? Made his concerns known in a September statement to the Palm Beach Post, saying, "It is prudent that this facility stay a raceway so these thrill seekers have some place to go besides our public streets, but that's unlikely." Warehouse developer has exclusive contract. Portman signed a contract to buy the 174.3 acres owned by IRG on August 6th for an undisclosed amount. So on my birthday, wow, lovely. Such deals typically don't close until zoning changes sought by the buyer are approved. The Palm Beach Post reported on the deal in late August, detailing a second potential buyer, Formula Race Promotions of New Hampshire, which promised to upgrade and retain the track. "Our vision is to build beautiful facilities on site and make it an iconic destination," Chief Executive Alan Gibbord told the Post. A week later, IRG publicly filed an August 9th memo stating that its contract with Portman barred it from negotiating with any other buyer. By putting the terms on record, competing bidders could face legal sanctions if they interfere with the sale. Gibbard did not return phone and email messages seeking comment. 4 warehouses, 2.1 million square feet. Portman Industrial is a recent creation of Portman Holdings, which started in Atlanta in 1957 with a focus on hotels. Its website features high-rise glass towers it developed worldwide, including the Atlanta Marriott Marquis and the Embarcadero Center in San Francisco. The company claims more than $1 billion in assets. County zoning staff has recommended approval for Portman's proposals. The land already is zoned to allow warehouses. Portman is asking to strip out the zoning conditions that allow the racetrack, remove roadway connections to the adjoining county-owned natural areas, and reconfigure the site plan, all fairly innocuous requests in the often bitterly contested zoning area. Still, commissioners have gotten 24 emails opposing the zoning, many from small business owners who benefit from the track and from racers worried about the removal of their safe space to race. And a Change.org online petition opposing the rezoning has received 7,800 signatures. Does a warehouse spend money at the grocery stores? Do they fill up local hotels, restaurants, and support local businesses? Asked James Stroll, District 6 Governor of the Sports Car Club of America, which races at PBIR. The Board of County Commissioners and the Tourist Board should have a very hard look at what is important for their community. On one hand, racing spends money here. On the other hand, trucks get loaded up and sent somewhere else outside of Palm Beach, and the money from them goes with it as well. And there's still a lot in this article. Oh, God. So it looks like we're going to have to take a break and be back. Because, yeah, I'll be right back. So I am back with some more of the article. Anthony Cornelius, who signed his email a lifelong racer, focused on the potential for harm if racers take the streets. By that I mean, consider the officers who will have to call a father and mother at 3 a.m. telling them their child has died street racing. We have a racetrack that hundreds of people go to every month to fill that need for speed. Helmets and seatbelts are worn. Racing clothes worn by many also, to protect them from fire and glass in case of an accident. He wrote, "Please, I ask you to consider helping the underdog here, the little people who enjoy Friday nights and the weekends at the track, keeping the families together and saving a family place." County Commissioner Maria Marino, whose district includes the track, explained the difficulty of denying the rezoning in a December reply to a small business owner urging her to oppose it. There is no land use change for the racetrack if warehouses are proposed, just a site plan amendment. Marino wrote, the same would also occur if the folks who are interested in buying the racetrack and are not the current contracted buyers would have to do if they were to build the 100 warehouse type garages they want to build that have living quarters above the first floor garages. Excuse me? What? Portman's layout calls for 4 warehouse buildings totaling 2.1 million square feet in 2 phases, including a 919,883 square foot building in phase 1. The plan calls for demolishing the racetrack and combining it with several neighboring vacant parcels. Portman would build around a 15-acre parcel it hasn't contracted to buy. Warehouses in demand, land scarce. While rising housing prices are grabbing recent headlines, the warehouse market is booming as well, particularly in St. Lucie County, which has the cheap land and ready interstate access demanded by storage companies who want to reach South Florida's huge population. The racetrack on a 4-lane divided highway 15 miles west of Interstate 95 and next to the largest industrial centers in North County, Pratt and Whitney, and the Palm Beach Park of Commerce, is a more likely spot for warehouses than for homes. While billboards standing for decades scream space is available at the neighboring Park of Commerce, most of the available land in the 1,200-acre park is gone. Last year, Amazon opened a 1 million square foot warehouse on 99 acres in the park, joining Walgreens, CSX, General Motors, Niagara Water, and others. In December, Woodmont Industrial Park Partners of Fairfield, New Jersey paid $40.4 million for 116 acres and 8 parcels in the park, with plans to build a 300,000 square foot warehouse by July 2023. With about 4 million square feet built and 2 million square feet spoken for, the park is pretty much sold out, said Neil Marin, whose company brokers deals in the park. It's a shame that the racetrack is going to disappear. It's got a great history, but it's obviously worth it to the guy who's selling it. Marin said, "For now, this is one of the last places where you can do something of that size." IRG sells other tracks to racing groups. IRG, which owns the International Hot Rod Association, appears to be getting out of the racetrack business after about 10 years. It bought the Memphis International Raceway auction in 2011 after it had closed for a year. The online site Dragzine reported a deal to sell it last year fell through, but its director of race operations, Jeff Miles, told a local television station on March 28th that his group's offer to buy the track and retain it had been eclipsed by a bidder who would not maintain racing on the 342-acre site. Miles told WREG TV the deal could boil down to whether the property could be rezoned to light industrial. In November 2019, Dragzine reported that IRG's Cordova track near the Quad Cities in the Illinois-Iowa border had been sold to Dan and Shelley Crownhart, members of a longtime racing family intent on upgrading and retaining the track. 2 weeks earlier, Dragzine reported that Royce Miller, the longtime owner of the Maryland International Raceway of Mechanicsville, would buy the track back 7 years after selling it to IRG. After selling, Miller stayed on the IRG as chief operating officer. He credited Partenza with giving him the first option to buy it back, the industry online news site reported. She covered Moroso decades ago. In the 1970s and 80s, Peggy Gossett Seidman covered races at Moroso Motorsports Park for the Palm Beach Post. She saw Big Daddy Don Garlitz there and actor Paul Newman. In a 1982 column, she detailed how Dick Moroso, a racing parts manufacturer who lived on Singer Island, envisioned boosting the track he had bought that averaged 190 competitors and 3,100 spectators every Saturday night. He started weekly drag races for beginners. She reported promising $300,000 for improvements and envisioned the pits on the west side, where they are now. Moroso died in 1998 and his family sold the track in 2008. Hearing the track is closing, Gossett Seidman drove up from her Highland Beach home, husband and son in tow, to race her shiny red 1981 Camaro Berlinetta. I butchered that one. It's the same model she bought new in the 1980s, but when she went to sell it in 1994, I could not get rid of it for $500. So she gave it to a nephew who put it on another 40,000 miles before trading it in. It took her 6 years to track down a replacement, a meticulously maintained version she found in Virginia with just 24,000 miles on it. The Berliner is no race car. Its speedometer tops out at 85 miles per hour. But there was Gossett Seidman lining up to floor it down the drag straightaway. She had planned to drive PBIR's race course, but she drove right instead of left after paying her $30 entry fee and after an auto inspection. Ended up in line with the drag racers. After her first run, 17 seconds, she liked it so much she lined up to do it again, waiting more than an hour in the crowd of hot rods shorn of back seats, shapely, expensive foreign machines, and American-made muscle cars you've probably seen speeding by it on Interstate 95. Gossett Seidman, a Highland Beach town commissioner, bemoaned the track's fate. "It's very sad for this community. I wish it would be different. We're losing some of the luster of old Palm Beach County where you could come out and get a beer and a hot dog and race your car. I mean, look at this place. It's packed when you're trying to get in line at a place like this. They stop and let you in line. It doesn't happen at Publix." Michael Tomaselli, a 30-year-old firefighter paramedic, came to the track with his father a week later to drive his 2015 Subaru WRX. He summed up the imminent closure this way: "It feels like you're losing a family member." A way of life. Jennifer Davis of Loxahatchee, who oversees the middle and high school science curriculum at the Palm Beach County School District, was exhausted. She made it out to the track on April 1st with her rescue bulldog mix, Cash, just hours after returning from a 3-day field trip to Lakeland with 45 middle and high schoolers for a science competition. She explained the truck's intermittent roar of unmuffled engines as racers spin their near treadless tires to heat them up before reaching the starting line, creating friction to avoid spinning out. "Spinning isn't winning," she said. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break before I bust out into tears. All of the memories are coming back. Definitely good ones, uh, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a break and then hopefully be able to finish this article before crying. Oh god. I could definitely use some nicotine right now. So let's go ahead and finish the article. "The lines of drivers waiting to race are short because the threat of heavy rain has forced PBIR to cancel Saturday's events. That means fewer off-road drivers showed up Friday to test their vehicles. But Davis's husband, Eric Obel, is there trying to get his orange 1979 Ford Mustang to slow down. He plans to compete April 8th and 9th at races featuring the Discovery Channel's Street Outlaws filming an episode, an attraction that is nearly doubling PBR's daily gate admission fee to $35. Eric is entering the bracket competition in which the prize does not go to the fastest car. It goes to the driver who can score high on reaction time and hit the same finish time race after race. He needs to drive the eighth of a mile track in 7 seconds, not 6.7, like his second run Friday night, meaning he just has to give up the gas, called spot dropping, a little bit earlier. His car isn't legal on Florida roads because its 15-inch wide tires are slicks, meaning they have no tread at all. He carts the orange Mustang to events in a travel trailer hitched to his Dodge Ram pickup. Inside, he has tools, a generator, 112 octane racing fuel, a cooler, and a microwave. He'll have to add a bathroom, he said, if he's going to get to Bradenton, Orlando for a weekend-long competition once PBR closes. "I'm hoping I have 10 years in me," he said, pointing out that he's 54. Jennifer, who has written several emails to county commissioners, points to the diversity in the parking lot stretching for a quarter mile behind the grandstands. "We've got home ground trailers, trucks, fancy motorhomes. Anybody can come here and run what you've brung. Have a good time and stay safe. There's a lot more to Palm Beach County than golf," she added. She's critical on IRG, saying the track owner has dropped opportunities to pack in crowds, such as reducing the 5-day Citrus Nationals to just 1 day. "That's just mismanagement. They don't advertise, they don't promote events." She signs an email to commissioners Jennifer Davis, drag racer. "My hope is that you will vote no and allow this track to remain a historical icon in our county and a safe place for the thousands of racers in South Florida to continue the sport we love," she wrote on February 22nd. "I hope that you will vote no and preserve the safety of our streets so that racers are not tempted to engage in illegal and dangerous street racing. I hope that you will vote no and encourage the current owners to sell the track to a group that will preserve it and allow it to grow and develop." So that is it for the article. Oh, definitely got a little emotional there. But I hope you guys can like this episode and continue listening, or if you haven't already listened to other episodes, this is actually the first time that I've almost cried on anything. I haven't even almost cried on my YouTube channel, to be honest. Um, I just don't like getting like sentimental, but this hits close to my heart, so I needed to talk about it. It's really sad with PBIR, which once was Moroso, to now become warehouses. There's really nowhere, like in the article like I was reading, there's really nowhere to even really go. My dad's buddy, I don't even know if he still races anymore. But it's just what do we do now type of thing. Um my teeth hurt. I flossed and everything today, and like it's not that my teeth hurt, it's more of the fact that my teeth feel funny. Um but yeah, if you guys have a story that you want to put in that from your time a raceway or anything, or if you want to talk about how like your experience at Moroso or Palm Beach International Raceway, please do. Text or leave a voicemail to 561-320-7085. DM First Chances with Chance on Instagram, or comment down below if you guys are watching the video portion on YouTube. Again, text or leave a voicemail to 561-320-7085. DM First Chances with Chance on Instagram, or if you guys are watching the YouTube channel, just comment down below. Bye guys, love you. Can't wait to see you guys. Let you guys listen next week.